Hey everybody, welcome to Neil Talks. My name's Neil and it's time to talk the Sandman. This is episode 5, chapter 5, if you will, and I'm 99% sure that I know which issue of the comic book this episode is based on. And this issue, 24/7, what may have been the first issue of Sandman that really got people talking. People saw it, it was doing well, but this is the episode that this is the issue that really got people's attention because it was shocking, it was graphic, it was depraved, it was true horror. And it wasn't monster horror, it was human horror, which is the most frightening of all, I think. That being said, I'm very curious to see how it will be adapted for the screen here, because the producers, the writers have already shown that they're willing to deviate from the original comic books at certain times. Certain things that were especially gruesome in the comic books have definitely been toned down already or eliminated completely. Those of you who've read the comic for Dream a Little Dream of Me know exactly what I'm talking about in Rachel's apartment. The point being, this might not be nearly as bad as as shocking as I'm afraid it may be. The other reason I think it might be toned down significantly is John Dee's personality is quite different here than it was in the comics. In the comics, he was properly deranged. He was psychotic. He looked like a feral ghoul. He was barely coherent. He was speaking in riddles. He was properly mad. And now he's certainly got a dark past, but he's showing compassion. He hasn't actively hurt anybody yet. The amulet was protecting him. Now he's got the ruby, but the deaths that were on him weren't technically his fault. You know, he was telling them, "You'll hurt yourself more than you hurt me if you point that gun at me and shoot it." He was giving people warning. So yeah, he's a different character here than he was in the comic, and a more interesting one for sure. We've spent a great deal more time with him, more sane time with him here than we ever did in the comic. Same with his mother, Ethel Cripps. Their scenes together were really enlightening and enriched both of those characters, making the story much more interesting in my mind. We didn't really know much about Ethel in the comic. She just drove the story and was the vehicle for Dream's tools to leave the property of Roderick Burgess and become distributed to the world. But we never really got to know her. Here in the series so far, we have, and she finally sacrificed herself to save her son after being a shit mom, as she put it, for all these years. Anyway, I'm really curious to see this one. I think this is the episode that will kind of bring the first arc of the season to a head. There's certainly a lot more plot to come in future episodes, but this kind of ought to tie up the arc of Dream regaining all his tools of power. But I've been surprised in this series before. They have taken departures, so let's see how this all shakes out. I'm really excited to check it out. I hope you guys are too. Oh, and if you guys want to get ahead, I strongly suggest you check out my Patreon, patreon.com/NeilTalks. We're very close to the end already there. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can get at least 4, maybe 5 episodes ahead right now if you hop on over. So if you can't wait, consider checking it out. We have early access tier for all my videos, and you can also see my full-length reactions if you're so inclined. So yeah, check it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd love to hear your comments about this episode. Now let's get into it, guys. This is episode 5, 24/7.
Hey, boss, come on. Get up. I mean it, seriously. Wake up!
Dream can put anyone to sleep, or wake them up, but he can't wake himself up. Is this the music that Andy played on the record player in Shawshank Redemption? that put him in the hole. I think it is.
How are you doing today?
I'm feeling better than I have for quite some time, thank you.
Well, I could use some of that. What's your secret?
Shall I tell you the truth?
Well, honesty is the best policy.
That's what they say, isn't it?
He's got a thing about the truth.
It makes dreams come true.
And what are you dreaming about?
A new world, a more honest one.
Well, then I better hurry up and get you that coffee.
All right, there's Bet.
I'll be right back to take your order.
No rush. I have everything I need for now.
I really feel like Thulis is almost channeling Neil Gaiman somehow. There's something very Neil Gaiman about his performance. Just because Marsh is coming by?
Fortunately, it looks like that part.
Yeah.
How are you, Marsh? You good?
Yeah.
If Donna comes, will you tell her I'm here?
Sure.
Hey, I got your text. What's going on?
Is Donna there with you? We had this stupid fight last night and she left. Rose.
I haven't, I swear.
I should at least pretend to be a grown-up and call her myself.
I don't know why Judy's wasting her time on Donna Kavanaugh. Judy's so pretty, she could have any man in town.
We're running low on mushrooms.
I don't think Marsh is interested.
You interviewing at Vanguard?
How do you know?
Well, not a lot of places around here make you wear a suit to an interview. They're gonna love you.
That's a sweetheart.
You're very nice.
Judy, coffee's ready.
No offense, but I'm waiting for someone.
I'm Mark, by the way.
And I'm gay, so...
Bet's trying hard.
Happy anniversary, you two. How are you on your special day? You two are my proudest achievement.
That's just sad. She set them up.
I set them up.
Oh, yeah?
You think it's sweet.
What if she does have a sense about people?
She just tried to set us up.
How's the writing going?
Oh, yeah, how's the novel? Good. You know, I thought I'd have more time to write with Bernard after college, but it's been great having him home, so.
The untold stories, the unspoken.
We're celebrating. You should get whatever you want.
Don't say that or I'll get the double-decker.
Get it. If that's what you want.
Spinach salad.
I'll have the salad.
I admire your discipline.
Oh, I like this slice of life.
She's the CEO. He's the trophy husband.
You want me to introduce you?
You're a writer.
Well, I'm a waitress who writes. All my stories have happy endings.
That's because you know when to stop. And the trouble with stories is if you keep them going long enough, they all end in death.
It's true.
You don't really think I'm handsome, do you?
No, of course I don't.
Why did you lie?
What's the truth?
I wanted you to like me.
I like this version of you much better, don't you? I bet you and I were going to change the world. Make a more honest one.
We're just going to make everybody say the truth? Where do we go? That's definitely been John Dee's thing. It's honesty above all
I was
else.
trying to be supportive.
You're calling me fat? In front of Bet?
I did not.
Oh, it's spreading.
Who keeps texting you?
Shipping.
I'll text him.
Don't do that.
Oh, the secrets. The truth will out. He ordered the spinach salad.
We didn't order that. He didn't order that.
It's fine.
You're not eating that.
Oh, he missed those fries. Oh!
I don't think my texts are going through. Can I text you to see?
They're going through. She just doesn't want to hear from you.
Oh,
What?
there's the truth. Speaking truth.
You want to wait a little while longer?
Yeah, he's just puppeting them. Yeah. Bet's his spokesperson, his puppet.
You all right?
And no one else can leave.
I don't think I am.
Oh!
I get jealous sometimes.
Bet doesn't think Donna's good enough for you.
She said that? Yeah, well, she's wrong.
There you are. Happy anniversary, you two.
Hi,
How are you,
Beth.
Bet?
How are you on your special day?
How many burgers is this guy gonna eat? Oh, we're warping reality.
Is this right?
Isn't that what he wanted?
It's what he wanted, but not what he ordered.
Beth says you have an interview with us today.
Yeah.
Please.
Sit.
You could come over. I can make us dinner.
I don't think that's a good idea. I'm not interested in you either.
Then why do you keep coming over?
And then after dinner, when you fall asleep in front of the TV,
Oh no, what does he do with Bernard?
I like to go upstairs to your son's room. I don't like fucking him.
What?
All the dirty truths are coming out.
Turns out men don't actually love taking orders from women.
Some men love taking orders from women.
Sorry to ruin your lunch.
No, you didn't ruin my lunch. Kate did. She's auditioning the new me.
Still a handsome guy.
I guess I just know him now. He'll fuck anything. Except me.
She gave me everything.
This is so different
And
from
not
the
because she loves
comic,
me.
but this is fascinating, and I love the cast, these performances. This is so interesting. I'm engrossed.
When I'm with her, I'm a good boy. Sometimes you just need to get your dick sucked. You know?
I think we broke up last night. I know you don't like her.
I don't like her for you. Someone who sees how smart you are. And how beautiful and
Everyone's gone.
You miss them?
I'm half expecting this, but I can only imagine what this must be like the first time you're exposed to this story. He's just grabbing ice cream?
Last night when we were fighting, I hit her in the face.
You think you're man enough for her? Huh? Easy. You're weak.
What did you do?
He attacked me! I would never. That's not who I am.
I don't think it is you.
All I did was take away the lies. You all did the rest. You don't have to pretend anymore. You can have what you want. It seems you enjoy your suffering. And if that is your truth, then perhaps your suffering will set you free.
Uh-oh.
The truth is a cleansing fire.
Oh, yeah.
And the lies we've told ourselves. Love and hate, pleasure and pain. Where there is no good or bad, only the truth.
Oh, man. That was enough. That was enough.
How is this a better world?
You're still seeing it with your eyes.
I see the future.
You walk the dust. You go back to dust, to dust.
They're
That's
back.
everyone's future. Tell me my future.
Fates.
There is no future for you, John D. It is bound by walls and guards.
No. Look again. Tell me my future.
You have stolen
Frickin'
some of the
chills,
power
man.
of dreams. You will take all of it. You will crush the Dream Lord's life in your hands.
What is it you think you're doing?
Saving the world from its lies.
This is the truth of mankind.
How's work going?
Good, busy.
It's all lies.
More lies, John.
Stories.
Dreams. Their dreams inspired them. Their dreams kept them alive. If you take away their hope, then, yes, this is the truth of mankind. If you would rob a Dream Lord of his power, you shall do so in his realm.
Oh, we're back in Witch Cross. His birthplace. That he never knew. Well, not birthplace. His place of conception. His origin. Who was wearing the helm? That wasn't Dream. Was it his mother?
Welcome home, Johnny. Johnny, you have to go to sleep.
Your father was right. I never should have had you.
It's a dream.
Oh. Wow.
Well, it's mine now! Your kingdom is my birthright.
Stealing all his power.
How does it feel to know I hold your life in my hands? Your life and your lies end now.
Crushed the ruby. Where is he? Where did he just destroy the dreaming?
I did it. I won.
Thank you, John.
Nope. No, he didn't.
You destroyed the ruby and released the power inside it. I would never have thought of that. I will not kill you. Sleep well, John.
The upside down cross. I know it's just a chandelier, but it definitely looks like an upside down cross on purpose.
Tomorrow, the rebuilding will begin. Humanity will sleep in peace.
Corinthian. Oh no. Corinthian. Hello.
Young watching you. Big brother.
Oh, they're great. Okay, so I don't think it's a spoiler to say that's Desire at the end. 5th of the Endless. Dream is 3rd. Destiny, Death, Dream, Spoiler, Desire, Despair, Delirium. I love the way they handled that episode. I really wasn't sure how they were going to do it, whether they were going to remove all the really graphic, violent stuff, and they did not. But they implied a lot, and they certainly spent less time on it than the comic did. And it was just as effective. It was so visceral. I'm covered in chilly sweat at this point. Sorry for that horrible image, but yeah, like just such a visceral, disturbing scene. Like the whole. I mean, it's basically a one-act play, isn't it? You know, take 7 actors and put them in a room. Give one of them the ability to take away all the lies from their lives, and watch the madness ensue. Already, Dream is a much more compassionate character I think, than at this point in the comics, and I don't think that's a bad thing. But it is different, and it is interesting. He's willing to give second chances. He's not all about revenge. He's already learning from Joanna Constantine. He's learning from Matthew. He's learning from Lucienne. He's changing already, and I really dig it. I really dig it. Yeah, that final showdown between Dee and Dream is pretty much lifted straight from the comics, and it's great. Crushing of the ruby, waking up in the white void, realizing it's Dream, the palm of Dream's hand. Beautiful image, like striking, memorable imagery that just sort of sticks with you, decades after you read it for the first time. Yeah, the dynamics in the diner, the story happening there, it's definitely evolved and changed from what it was in the original. There's a few less characters that were there in the comic that aren't there now, and I think that works. I think it makes sense. But yeah, don't forget about all of those characters. Don't forget about all of them, because their stories continue. One of the things, the deeper you go into Sandman, it becomes quite clear, but they're already hinting at it. So much of this story itself is about story, because Dream is Morpheus, king of dreams. Stories are born in his realm. And I mean, that's what Lucienne's library is consisted of. All the stories that have ever been, whether they've made it to the written page or not. Story. And Neil Gaiman's a master storyteller. Dee was all about removing the lies. He calls Dream not King of Dreams, King of Lies, because he equates dreams with falsehoods. But there's much more to Dream than that. Dream is story. Dream is hope. Dream is ambition, and it guides our lives. Just because something never happened doesn't mean it isn't true. If that makes sense. Like the best stories are fiction, and yet you read them and you go, there's truth in this story. That's how people act. That's how things would have happened. There's truth in these pages or on this screen. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that being explored more and more as the series progresses. But I am interested because there are differences, and we introduced, for instance, Corinthian much earlier than in the comic books. We introduced Desire very briefly here, sooner than in the comic books. We spent a lot more time with John Dee and Ethel than we ever did in the comics. So the story this version of the story has its own spirit, and it isn't afraid to be a little bit different than the comics, and yet there's so much here from the comics to keep those of us who are fans more than happy, because we're recognizing not just stories, but we're recognizing dialogue, we're recognizing aesthetics, we're recognizing actual panels from the comics. Things like the gargoyles, for instance, Gregory and Goldie, their designs on the screen are lifted directly from the page. It's like they were traced and turned into 3D CG gargoyles. Like they're so faithful. And so the design of Dream's throne room is lifted straight from the pages. There's so much to reward the fans of the show, and yet this is indubitably its own animal. It isn't just a retelling. Like, a lot of people got introduced to the Sandman through the audiobooks, which I've listened to. They're great, but they are dead faithful to the comics, as most audiobooks are. The audiobooks are basically a radio play using the comics as a script. They are 100% faithful. Or Neil Gaiman would probably be able to say, I tweaked this line, I changed that, but they're essentially, you can read the comics as you're listening and follow everything panel by panel. This is not that. This is living and breathing its own path. So yeah, I'm really, really loving it. I was worried when I started these reactions that I wouldn't have as much to react to because I knew what was coming the whole time. And there's enough to keep me surprised, enough that's unanticipated, that I'm really, really enjoying this ride. And I hope other Sandman fans feel the same way. I know we're not a monolithic force, but I hope most Sandman fans are really appreciating this for what it is, for its similarities and for its differences. Anyway, thank you guys so much for spending a little bit of time with me here today on Neil Talks. This has been an absolute blast. I can't wait to be back in a couple of days for the next episode. If you can't wait that long, check out my Patreon. And if you can wait that long, we'll see you in a little bit. Until then, everybody, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.